All right, we've got some big news coming out of the 56th GST Council meeting. We're talking about a massive tax overhaul that's going to touch pretty much everything you buy. So, what does it actually mean for you and your wallet? We've dug through all the details and we're here to break it all down for you. Okay, let's just dive right in, shall we? The Council has put forward a whole bunch of recommendations that are going to have a direct impact on your bank account. Seriously, we're talking about everything from what you put in your grocery cart to maybe that new motorcycle you've been dreaming about. Prices are about to change. So, to make sense of all this, we've broken it down into 5 simple parts. First, we'll look at the big picture, what this overhaul's all about. Then, the good stuff, what's getting cheaper. After that, we'll see what's getting more expensive. We'll also touch on what this means for businesses and wrap up with the timeline, when all this actually kicks in. So let's be clear, this isn't just some minor tweak. We're looking at a pretty significant policy shift, and it tells a very clear story. The whole idea is to give some real relief to households on the things you need every day, and they're paying for it by bumping up the cost of luxury items and, well, what they call sin goods. It's a classic balancing act, really, aimed at tackling inflation on daily essentials. All right, let's start with the good news, because this is where most of us are going to feel a real immediate difference. We're talking about the stuff we buy week in and week out, where those savings are really going to start to add up. And wow, the scale of this relief it's huge. Just look at this. We're seeing tons of items drop from those higher 18 and 12% tax brackets, plummeting all the way down to 5%. And in some cases, they're becoming completely tax-free. That's a big deal. And you are absolutely going to feel this at the supermarket checkout. I mean, think about it. Key dairy items like prepackaged paneer and UHT milk, now totally GST-free. Gone. Even those little treats like chocolates are seeing their tax rate slashed from 18% down to 5%. That's direct relief for your household budget right there. And it's not just about what's in your pantry. This relief extends right into your bathroom cabinet. We're talking about basic necessities like soap, shampoo, and toothpaste, all getting cheaper. But what's really crucial here is that a whole range of essential medicines are also getting a tax cut. That's a change that could genuinely lower healthcare costs for a lot of families. Okay, let's just stop and look at this number for a second. 0%. The council has made staples like roti, kakra, and paratha completely tax-free. This isn't just some small gesture. It's a very direct move aimed at cutting the fundamental cost of a daily meal for millions of people. All right, so for every action, there's a reaction, right? On the other side of this coin, the council's getting a lot tougher. To balance out all that relief on essentials, they're hiking taxes on luxury items, tobacco, and sugary drinks. This is a double whammy, really. It's meant to encourage healthier choices and bring in more revenue. So get this. For a select group of items, that top tax rate of 28%, it's gone. Instead, the council has introduced a brand new, much higher slab, 40%. Yeah, 40%. That is a major jump, and it's designed to do 2 things: discourage people from buying these items, and of course, raise a whole lot of revenue. So what exactly is getting hit with this new 40% rate? Well, the list really focuses on 2 clear categories. First, you've got the sin goods. Think caffeinated drinks, pan masala, cigarettes. And second, you have the high-end luxury stuff, like those really powerful motorcycles over 350cc, or, personal aircraft and yachts. Okay, but hold on. There's a really important catch here when it comes to tobacco and pan masala. This massive rate hike, it's not happening right away. The official word is that it's tied to paying off these old compensation cess loans, basically money that was used to help states adjust to the GST system in the first place. So, until those old debts are fully paid off, the price jump is on ice. This meeting wasn't just about what things cost for us consumers. There was also a huge focus on making the whole system simpler and easier to deal with for businesses, especially for small and medium-sized enterprises. And one of the biggest moves here is finally getting the new GST Appellate Tribunal, or GSTAT, off the ground. Just think of it like a special court just for GST problems. This is a game changer for businesses because it gives them a much clearer, faster, and more expert way to sort out any tax disputes they might have. And hey, if you're just starting a new business, listen up. The whole registration process is getting a massive upgrade. There's a new simplified system that means if you're a low-risk applicant, you can get your GST registration done automatically in just 3 working days. That just tears down one of the biggest hurdles to getting a new business off the ground. Okay, so the big question on everyone's mind is probably, when does all of this actually kick in? Well, it's not all happening at once. The council has laid out a timeline with a few different phases, and believe me, some of these dates are right around the corner. All right, so you might want to mark your calendars. Most of the rate changes we've been talking about for both goods and services, they're effective today, September 22nd. The big exception, remember, is that 40% hike on tobacco. That one's on hold for now. And all those new measures to help businesses, they'll go live on November 1st. And all of this leaves us with one final and pretty big question to chew on. This whole overhaul, it's more than just shuffling some tax numbers around, right? It's a really powerful economic signal. By making everyday essentials cheaper and luxury goods way more expensive, what kind of long-term changes do you think we're going to see in how people spend, how they save, and how the entire economy behaves?